on Divorce Court today. After only 3 weeks of marriage, Jessica and Josh are having second thoughts. Together for 3 years, they share a daughter and some doubts. She feels used and unappreciated. He questions her relationship with a male friend. Josh Buchanan and Jessica Buchanan have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toller to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
The matter I have here before me today is with respect to Mr. and Mrs. Buchanan. This is a public service. You two have been married all of 3 weeks. And it's a mess already. You don't know what to do. So you called me and asked if I would take a look at the situation and see if I could help you out, which I'm going to try to do. I've made you fill out a compatibility test just so I could get a little more insight into what's going on here. But before I get to that, Mr. Buchanan, I'm going to start with you. You just say up front that you felt pressured into marrying Mrs. Buchanan, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what the circumstances were and why you felt so much pressure.
I mean, I felt a lot of pressure from my family, friends, my peers, my daughter, knowing that we already have a child together and then she's 8 months pregnant. I just feel like it's, they're all talking about, we're great for each other, but they don't see our flaws, they don't see how we get along, They see the good, they see what we want them to see,
But when you get home...
Yeah, when we get home, it's
ugly.
a whole different ballgame. I mean, it's just like any typical relationship. There's problems.
Right.
How
long have you two been together, all together, since you started dating?
This month, 2 years, 10 months.
2 years, 10 months. And how old is your daughter?
16 months on the 20th.
She's 16 months old. And you got another one on the way.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think the problem is? The main issue that you two have?
I think it's communication with the way that we speak to each other, because we both come at each other a little rough when we do argue or get into it or whatnot. Like, he has anger problems, as far as like his tone. He's very, what's the word? Out there. He's very outspoken.
Aggressive.
Yeah, with his words, and like that's one thing that really gets to me.
Does he get aggressive about meaningful things, or does he get really angry about small things?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. I don't care what it is. You pick up a pen that was on my table and you put it over there somewhere else. I'm gonna say something about it. Because there's gonna be a time when I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna grab that pen and it ain't gonna be there. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm OCD. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Buchanan, okay. I see it.
But it's an 8-pin.
No, hang on. I see it. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you see the fact that a moved pen will launch you into the stratosphere as a problem in and of itself?
Yeah, it's a problem for me.
Do you see it as disproportionate?
Yeah.
Do you believe it's something that you need to fix?
Yeah.
Because if you don't believe that,
yeah, it's unorganized.
we can all leave.
It's unorganized. Because you're not going to put milk in the cabinet and cereal in the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about the organization. I'm talking about your response to the lack of organization. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your emotional response to whatever the circumstances may be.
When it's a reoccurring problem, then I don't see me being aggressive about it being a problem, because if it's, that's how I was raised. My dad, he didn't be like, oh, it's okay, son, you can throw stuff on the floor and just smear it all in, who cares? I wasn't raised like that. Or, oh, pick it up later, it's okay. And I was raised like, if you don't pick that up right now, I'm gonna pick it up with your face. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was raised.
I understand, and that could very well be true. You could have been raised by a guy who beat you up every day. Just because you were raised that way doesn't mean that's the way to go. So what I'm asking you is to make a determination that disproportionate anger in and of itself is a problem. If you can't get there, we won't get anywhere else. Would you agree with me that you have the ability to not change who you are, but change how you respond to stimulus? Do you believe you have that ability?
Yeah, I can change with the way I come at people, of course.
And you believe it's something worth doing?
Of course, this is my family at stake.
Don't say of course. Of course
sure,
means
for sure.
No, don't say for sure. Say, you act
Definitely.
like you act like I didn't have to talk you into it, and I did. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
all the time. You can't say, oh, it was wrong. Yeah, you got a point. That never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's your problem.
Yeah.
That's your problem. Why don't you tell me what is your main concern about Mrs. Buchanan?
I mean, there's a time that, you know, back in our past, I mean, my past is everything to me because it's present and future. It affects everything how you live from that day on out. You know, first impression is everything. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. First impression was good with her, but, you know, 3 months strong into the relationship, you know, she decided when we got pulled over one day, and I got locked up over some bogus name, somebody else's name that had the same name as me. And, you know, I told her, don't worry about bailing me out. It's okay. You know, Monday come around, the judge's going to release me. He's realized got the wrong person.
Right.
You know, so, you know, she comes, visits me on the weekend, says something about you know, towards the end of the visit, you know, just, you know, went ahead and said, hey, yeah, me in person drank some beers while you were locked up. You know, I respected her for coming to me with that, but I was highly irritated and pissed off. Not the simple fact that in my head, the first thing that came into my head was, oh, she cheated on me, because that did. That, I could care less about that. That's what every female's done to me. I don't care. You know, I expect that. I should say I expect that from a woman to do that, you know. But I was raised by my hood, not by my family. So I got my love shown to me by respect, you know. So her drinking with my friend without me, when you don't never drink with him while I'm there.
We always drink. He's
so
out.
therefore,
Miss Buchanan, don't dare.
so therefore, you know, that's disrespect to me. That's like,
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Next, what really happened the 2 nights Josh spent in jail and Jessica was on her own? If the ink on your marriage license is barely dry, but you're ready to call it quits, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Real problems, real solutions. Divorce Court continues.
Mr. and Mrs. Buchanan, I want you to watch what I'm about to do. Okay? You ready? Mrs. Buchanan, I want you to tell me why you love this guy. I want you to give me the best sales job you could ever give me about why this is a wonderful guy and why you want to save this marriage. Do you see what I just did? I didn't like where we were headed. I was all into that conversation, but I changed. I stopped. I altered the emotional direction, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have. It's a good thing to be able to do. So, Mrs. Buchanan, roll with me on this one. Tell me why he is Mr. Fabulous.
Okay. Well, Judge, I love this man. For one, he's got something about his personality that I fall for, I guess you would say. I'm head over heels for him. He's a great father. And when we first met, I never thought I'd be where I am today with him, by no means. But from every step that we've been through with our relationship brings me closer to him. Mm-hmm. Like all of our problems we've had brings us closer, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I would do anything for him. It's hard to live every day thinking that he might not be there tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's why every night before I go to bed, I tell him I love him.
Did you hear her? Do you believe it? Do you think that came from the heart?
yeah, of course.
Give me your best 90-second why I think she's Madam Fabulous.
Well, Jessica she's her own personality. There's no woman, like there's a lot of women I've been with that's the same. You
Right.
know, it's the same, just, you know, same pity thing over and over, you know, but the same woman I've ever been with. Jessica's different, you know, like she's the tough, you know, she's the tough girl, you know, the Tom girl, you know, that grew up with the boys, you know, she
Right.
could kick it with the guys, you know. Like when we used to drink together, like I like a girl that can down some liquor like I could, you know, and get down with me, you know, and hold their liquor and not me holding
Now
their head
fall
while
out,
they're puking
yeah.
all over my lap,
Yes.
you know. So, I mean, she's tough, man. Deep South Southern girl right here, you know, like to the bone, you know, and that's why.
love that. That's wonderful.
That's why I chose her because, you know, and that's why I'm sticking around because, like, that first 3 months she wasn't pregnant, I could have left. I could have left and be like, you know what, I deserve better than that. But I seen something in her. I seen something different. So I chose to stick around. And, I mean, I love her, man. She's the mother of my children, man. Like, that's why I said the faith comes into play with, like, the way God announces me, you know, because he tells me, hey, you know, like, my father gave up on me. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's better to come from a broken home than to live in one. That's why I moved out of my house at 15, because I'd rather come from that broken home than live in it.
Gotcha.
And you know.
Now, Mr. Buchanan, can I just help you out a little bit here?
Yeah.
You have a little trouble staying on topic. You get to talk.
That's 3 years we're talking about.
No, I understand that. Be that as it may, you need to be able to.
Well, she's, like I said, she's compassionate and loving, you know. She takes care of me.
Hey, listen. You said some beautiful things about her, and I know exactly why you like her, because you were very articulate and you were very clear about it, and I get that, and I think I see why you both want to hang in there. But here's what it is.
When divorce court continues, what did Jessica do after Josh threw a fan and smashed their wall?
These newlyweds are already questioning their vows. Do you think Josh and Jessica got married for the wrong reasons? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
I think you both know why you want it to work, but you don't know how to get it to work. Can I get a cosign on that? Is that what you think the concern is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mrs. Buchanan, if you could change one thing, what would it be?
About myself?
About him.
His anger and the way he handles things.
Give me an example of one of the more extraordinary episodes he had with his anger.
We got into it. I don't remember what it was over, but we were staying with this guy, and there was a fan that he had, well, we had, I should say, and he got so mad. I don't know what it was at, but he said, if you don't move out of my way, I'm going to take you and put through that wall. So instead, he grabs a fan and pushes the fan through the wall. Like, there's different ways to express yourself without turning to a violent state of matter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that's one thing, and the patience, the anger and the patience. If I could change anything about him, that's what it would be.
Anger and patience.
Yes.
Would you agree those are the two things that you need to work on most?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want her to work on?
Really just appreciation, you know? Like, I don't feel appreciated at all.
Give me an example. What do you mean you don't feel appreciated? Tell me what she fails to do.
Say, for instance, she's tired because she's pregnant, you know? Pregnant women need a lot of sleep. I understand that, you know? But you should have thought about that for you. Made a 15-month-old with me and got to be a parent now. But when she's ready to lay down, you know, but not my daughter, you know, when she's not ready to lay down, then, you know, she's like, you know, can you let me take a nap? You know, but yeah, sure, you know. There's no, like, thank you, or, like, when she wakes up, thank you so much, like, I feel so much better, like, appreciate it.
Gotcha. When the tables are turned and she does a little something for you, do you make sure you say thank you?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Now, she's shaking her head no.
All the time.
And you're smiling.
I do it in just ways other than words.
You don't actually say it. Yeah.
To me, that's payback.
Yeah.
That's paying me back.
Doesn't she do kind things for you as well? So she's paying you back in ways other than words?
Yeah.
Showing you appreciation in the same manner in which you show appreciation to her?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Just hang on.
I didn't really know it until you ask about it.
I get, you know, and
I don't think about it like that.
No, but see, that's my job.
I'm independent.
But no. It's not that you're independent, it's that you're self-involved. You have a hard time seeing things from other people's point of view, which is my job, is to allow you to see other people's point of view. There's so much I want to say to you, but I don't quite know where to start. I like you. I know why you like him. He's exciting.
He's very spontaneous.
He's very spontaneous. He's pow. He's got that smile.
Yeah.
Whoa.
When it's
But
good, it's
you can
great.
never turn it off.
It don't.
That's the problem. You
like
can
an
never turn it off.
Judge Lynn Toller's ruling next. Divorce Court, Judge Lynn Toller's ruling right now.
I want to tell you a story about my father. He suffered from psychosis. He was unmedicated his entire life. And I remember him being mad at Mom about something, and the next thing you know, Mom's running in the room and you hear bang! Because he had shot the gun up in the ceiling. And I remember him breaking out the windows in the back of the house. I remember him with a hammer. Mom forgot to turn off the lights one day, and he said, well, if you're not gonna use the light switch, I'll take them out. The reason I'm not crazy today is because he knew he was crazy then. He did not ask God to make him that way, he just was. But he married himself a woman who understood that he was a good man, that he was an intelligent man, but he knew enough to allow her to help regulate him. He was that good, he was that kind, he was that bright to see what wasn't right in his head, and he said, I got a woman willing to deal with it, but a woman like that is of no value to you if you don't listen to her.
Sure.
You've got some lightning going on up in that head. You've got situations happening, you spark up and you roll. It's like that manic. He used to come in the house and say, wow, pow, for no reason, wow, pow. My whole life was like that. Your kids, they're rumbling too. I'm gonna tell you, it's a difficult place to be in and living in your home. But he had a wife who he trusted and believed in and knew that she was gonna handle his situation. When he didn't know what to do, he would listen. I've known you, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? And I told you exactly what your wife has been telling you for 3 years? She perceives, she sees, and unlike me, she loves you. What you need to do, right? You need to go see somebody. Not because you're crazy. Hey, if something happening with me, I want to be the first to know. Got my psychiatrist on speed dial just in case something jumps off. But you need to see somebody so you can help regulate yourself and so you can be in a position to allow her to help regulate you, if for no other reason than to curb that chaos your kids are going to run into as soon as they're old enough to see and look and understand what's happening around them. You'll be doing them a world of good. So will you do those things for me?
Oh, yeah.
You're a good man. My father was one of the most spectacular men I have ever known in my entire life. I still cry when I think about him because he was that bad a dude. So being a little off don't make you wrong, don't make you a bad person. It just makes you hard to live with. Mm-hmm. So you go see somebody and you trust her to help settle you down so your kids can be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you leave here, you tell this woman you love her, you go get a phone number, get some help, and hang on to her. And remember that she's got the calm that you don't have. Mm-hmm. All right? You gonna do that for me? Mm-hmm. Good enough. Good luck to you.
Josh and Jessica understand how their situation relates to the judge's personal story and appreciate her ruling. They promise to take care of each other and and are filing their papers to make their marriage legal. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.